Pro Services presents Behind the Pipes.
We are with Astin. She is my first guest of the season. So, Astin, this is Behind the Pipes. If you haven't noticed, and you've been a part of the whole process of setting this up, so you should probably know what's going on. But I do have a question before I introduce you to everybody. What was one job as a kid that you thought was really cool that maybe isn't as cool now? Think about it. Anyways, Astin is part of our original team. She was here from you've been here for 2 years now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she was part of the whole transition into making big moves and coming into the bigger process of what Elite Pro Services has to offer. So, Astin, can you tell me what your job title is actually?
Right now, it's kind of a hybrid position. So really, I am standing in kind of as a dispatch manager, also the sales coordinator, and special projects.
She's a lady of many hats.
Many, many hats.
Okay. So what was that answer that you had about that really cool job?
I remember vividly wanting to be a teacher, and then probably within 3 minutes of answering that question, I was like, no, no, I could never do that. I think it's a good idea, like helping kids and shaping minds.
Yeah.
Don't like them.
You gotta like kids a lot.
You have to love kids.
like a whole ton. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be either like not a teacher necessarily, but the PE teacher because I was really into sports.
Mm-hmm.
Or I always wanted to be the guy who gets carts.
I don't know. Guy?
I wanted to be the cart guy so bad. Almost to the extent of like I would sit in the car just so I could watch them.
And you never did it before?
No, not one.
I did it.
I mean, I was like 10 maybe. And I just remember being at home up in Clifton thinking, gosh, what a cool job. He could just walk around and grab all the carts.
It's not.
It's not cool at all. I know it's not cool because they do it during the summertime. I don't want to be out there doing that.
I did it in the wintertime. Not here.
But yeah, that would be perfect.
In the north.
Were there snow?
Snow, ice.
How long did you do it for?
I was there for probably like 6 months. I mostly worked inside, but a lot of times there was not a lot of staff to go get carts, so we'd have to run out there and do it real quick.
Was that your first job?
Nope. I wish it was.
What was your first job?
My first tax-paying job that I got checks for was Arby's.
Arby's?
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't even know the process. I don't even know the process of Arby's because they don't have like a burger flipper, right? They don't have burgers. So.
They have giant chunks of meat that are heated up, and then we have a slicer at the end. So they would just slice meat, and you have people. It's like a line of people just making sandwiches and anything else that's not sliced like that, because all the meat is sliced from a giant piece of meat.
Yeah.
But then they have like their chicken salad sandwiches. And that stuff is prepped in the morning from fresh ingredients, cut by hand, and then mixed all together and then portioned out for throughout the day.
It's so wild that they actually heat up that meat.
Yeah, in giant ovens, like rotisserie style.
I don't know if I feel any better about knowing that or not. I've never been an Arby's fan, so it's not like I'm going to go there tomorrow and be
I don't know if I can talk about that. Like, have I ever told you the story?
No.
From when I worked there?
No.
The finger?
No.
Story?
What? You got to tell me. No, you just tell everybody.
So there was an incident that happened quite a few years back.
Okay.
Where a kid he ordered, it was him and his mom in the drive-thru. They like drove away, were eating their food. He got to the last bite and he was like, something's chewy. And he thought it was like gristle and he pulled it out. It was part of a finger. And I actually worked at that Arby's that happened at, and I know the person that sliced their finger off, and I know her name.
Don't say
Leave it out. I won't.
Don't put her name out there. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
But why didn't they stop production?
They did. Well, that's part of like the behind the scenes story that you don't really get when you're reading the paper or the article about it, is that she planned that.
Oh.
She deliberately did that. Because she wanted the store to go down and she wanted to make a bunch of money and claim faulty equipment. She didn't get nothing.
Wow.
But that kid got a shot and a bunch of money.
Yeah, he's got all the shots. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, that backfired and she got half a finger and nothing out of it.
Yeah, and a lot of people think like, oh my gosh, the tip of her finger. No, that's not how slicers work.
No.
It's a meat slicer. It's very thin. It just literally shaved off like the
Yeah.
pad of her finger.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Nuts.
So gross. Now I'm gonna look through everything I eat every time I look at it. My first job was actually Skateland.
Oh yeah.
My Skateland job was actually all I did was in the beginning I only worked like 2 days a week because I just turned 16. I think I was a sophomore in high school, and all I did was spray the boots with Autoban, and I'd put them away. That was my job. I didn't get
That's
to go
it?
on the skate floor. I didn't get to do anything but like pass out skates.
That's not bad.
It's not horrible, but it's like, everybody thinks you get to go out and skate for. I didn't get to skate on the skate floor because you have to be certified for that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to skate on the skate floor for 6 months because you have to
Dang.
be certified. You have to know what to watch for.
You didn't
Like,
get a discount or anything like to skate? Like
oh yeah, I got in free all the
okay.
time. That was always really cool. I mean, I could go and skate if I wanted to skate as like a patron.
Yeah.
They used to call them guests. You don't call them a customer. You call them a guest because they're a guest in your building. Blah blah blah.
Mm.
But
Customer service 101.
yeah, that was a big part of it too. Our boss Kevin was 24 when I was
Mhm.
16, and he was like not even just like the boss. He was like the general manager. He ran the entire building.
24
At
years old.
24 years old, and his brother ran the entire district at 28 years old.
Go get him, guys.
Yeah, and his younger brother, who was 19 at the time, well, I think he was maybe 20 at the time, was running the Las Vegas district. The whole family.
Dang,
Was
the whole
into it.
family's
Mhm.
deep in Skateland Gate.
And you know who had the best head on their shoulders was our boss. His name was Kevin. I'm not gonna go into last names or anything, but he was he was really focused on like being the best businessman he can possibly be. And his one thing that he always said, and it was just kind of crazy to me, why it stuck to me for so long, was he's never had a bad day in my life. That's what I've never had a bad day in my life. I go, so how's your days going? He's like, perfect. But you could tell like behind the scenes, the building's on fire, like pizza machine's not working, we're out of chips, no ice. And I've never had a bad day in my life. That was always his thing. So
I like that.
yeah, and if as long as you start to believe that, I'm sure.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a certain point. I try to do that, but there's moments. But
Yeah,
then
there's-
I also say on top of that, don't let a 10-second problem ruin your 24-hour day. So that's
I love that saying. I love when you say that.
So my next question for you is, how long have you been in this industry?
Exactly how long I've worked here.
Okay. Um, have you enjoyed the learning process of it at least? I mean, the rest of it is whatever, but
I've definitely enjoyed it. I love to learn. I always have. I get very bored if I'm like already good at something and I'm just doing that. I have to have something else. Like when I'm stagnant, I go crazy. So this is perfect for me.
yeah, none of that repetitiveness of
Mhm.
like learning the same or doing the same thing every single day. I mean, you do, but because we are such a wide open like AC, plumbing, electrical, and you're touching all those things.
Plus,
Plus,
plus
plus, it's always gonna
yeah.
be something. So, what would you say your strongest skill is in this? I mean, that's one that you'd have to think about. But what's your strongest skill set?
My strongest skill set in this, man, that's a tough question because primarily what I had done, like when I first came on, I knew nothing about HVAC. I knew very little about electrical and I didn't even really touch that side then. But I knew nothing about HVAC or plumbing. But I guess like people skills in general, to be able to talk to a customer, I have a lot like long history of customer service.
Mhm.
So having those customer service skills and also having a lot of brothers. I have 5 brothers, so
Okay.
and I have kids. So coming in here, it was literally just using what I know as like parenting and being a sister to
Yeah.
like herd the technicians and like
Yeah,
really
okay.
like relate to them or talk to them or get to know them on a deeper level. So I guess people skills
Okay.
is like the most important thing.
Well, that was more of my next question. When did you find out that you had this skill? But since you have brothers, it's always kind of like developed, right? But when did you, I guess, hone the skill? Was there a job that you were like, I had to use this a lot, now I'm using it, or is it just since you've been here?
We'll just say since I've been here.
Okay, I'll take that answer. Um, so I mean, when I look at your job from an outsider's perspective, right? I don't know. Like I'm in here all the time. I'm in the studio constantly, so
Mhm.
I'm separated from everything. But when I walk out there and I see you deep in thought, you going through your process, I feel like your top skill, your best skill is planning and programming, right? So
Hmm.
being able to plan out the day, because you can look at that calendar, which looks like Japanese to me, right? But when you look at the calendar, you can go, okay, well, this is happening now. This is going to happen later. I need to put this on this and put it on this. But I don't think you realize how quick you are to identify that.
Oh yeah.
Because there will be times where I go, hey, who's at this job? And you'll, oh, it's so and so. Okay.
See, and I always feel like I take forever because when you
No.
ask me, I'm like, oh, crap.
I'm sure it's a shock to you because you're turning off your brain for whatever you were doing at the moment
Hmm.
to do this. But that's within I'd say 5 to 10 seconds for you to stop, identify, figure out, and then tell me. That's a huge skill. I think that's a huge skill to plan and
Yeah.
identify. So,
I guess that grew a lot with dispatch, especially when I was doing it by myself,
mhm,
when we were a little bit smaller before we had such a big boom.
mhm,
Um, Definitely being in charge of 20 to 30 guys and the phones nonstop, getting everyone's scheduled outlined and knowing, okay, oh no, this person doesn't have a drain pan and they need one. Who's closest? Can we get equipment over there? Or, just like knowing where the guys are on the map.
mhm.
And this is a big area
Huge
that
area.
we service. So,
Because we don't just do the East Valley, we do the West Valley and then
hmm
everything in between, which is a huge deal. And, like I'll tell everybody till I'm blue in the face, I don't know a whole lot of what you do. I know that you guys plan out things. I know you put Lego pieces together to make a pretty cool picture, but as far as I'm concerned, I just know the guys get in their trucks, get their equipment, and go. But their day to day and how you guys plan out their routes on top of that,
hmm
that to me is a whole nother world. So I think you guys are probably the most crucial part of the business beyond just having the technicians out there because you put the
yeah.
technicians, the puzzle pieces in their place for
Yeah, the
sure.
technicians would have no idea where to go.
Yeah, no. Even if you were to give them their job throughout the day, they, I mean, how extensive is that? Do you tell them, or is it job to job for them?
It depends. So plumbing is job to job. That department moves so much because you have priorities,
Mm,
like priority calls that come in, you have emergencies, you have floods, like things that are going to cause a loss of some kind.
sure.
So if you have drain clears or something, you have a long list of those, but then something comes in that is causing loss, like you have to prioritize that. So restricting the visibility on the calls throughout the day really helps the guys not get distracted
Hmm.
or rush through things. They're really able to focus and concentrate on doing the best that they can for whatever customer they're servicing at that time, rather than saying, "Oh man, I know I have like 3 drain clears later," and it's not like
Yeah,
their favorite thing to do. It's not anyone's favorite thing to do,
sure.
but just keeping them in a positive headspace. But then you also have other departments like HVAC service, which you need parts you're usually returning. You have had to source parts and all that stuff. You kind of need to know where you're going to be throughout the day
Right.
because if those parts are here, they need to get them in the morning.
Hmm.
If they're out and about, they need to know when they need to stop there. So it kind of just depends.
So, I mean, I guess more for the customer's sake, when they're calling in, just so they have an idea, what is a more prioritized, or should we even talk about it, I guess, prioritized call over one or another? Because I mean, I'm sure they all come in and say, our sinks are all clogged and our toilets are clogged. What?
Everyone thinks that theirs is the most emergent call,
Sure.
and so we try and make sure everyone like is validated
Hmm.
in how they are feeling because we're getting calls from maintenance staff or property managers that are being hounded by tenants,
Sure.
and they have hundreds and hundreds of tenants. So yeah, they're stressed. They want this taken care of and get their tenant off their back. Make sure everyone's happy. No property manager likes their tenants unhappy.
Yeah.
So it kind of just, my goal is to always like under promise and over deliver.
Okay.
Always be the hero. Like I always validate their feelings and make sure that I know that their situation is emergent to us as well.
Hmm.
However, when you have one tenant that is without water, say, or not even without water, just like has a backed up kitchen sink,
Hmm.
there's other sinks in the house.
Right.
And versus a property calling with an entire building with no water.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Hmm.
like you have to care for the masses. I mean, there's a lot of legal stuff on the back end that properties face,
Sure.
and we understand that. Tenants also like to use that against them. So we always try and make it out as quickly as we can, no matter what. And we rearrange the board numerous times a day just to make sure that everyone gets taken care of.
Yeah, I've seen you guys do that quite a few times where you've had to, I mean, talking through Jess and Lauren and everybody, I've seen you guys have to like kind of yelling at each other, not in an aggressive way, but like, no, let's switch this, let's change that, let's put this person, that person. And to me, I mean, that's juggling for sure with job priority. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. So
there's a lot that goes into it because you also have like routing is important. You have to make sure your business is running smoothly. You can't make poor business decisions.
Right.
You know, so kind of having to meld all of that together.
And then having the right guy go to those jobs.
Yeah.
Right? You got to make sure it's done right.
That's super important. Not everyone is like really good at every single thing. And we want to make sure the guys that have like really strong skills are doing those jobs.
Right.
So they get the best result.
And I think that's important for the properties to know too, is that we're not just sending you any guy.
Nope.
You're not just going to get the guy that does all the drains or does all toilets or anything like that. Sometimes you're going to get some of these guys that are multifaceted and they can do multiple things and they can take care of you at the same time. So like you're getting really skilled guys coming out to your property that are going to do the job right.
Yeah, really our scheduling and dispatching is really tailored to the properties.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I don't know. I've never worked in this industry before, so I don't know how it runs other places, but I feel like in my personal experience with any customer service, I don't feel like that's really a thing.
Yeah.
Like getting tailored services.
I say that a lot too. You know, I being in sales for really since I was 16 years old, because I used to work at those kiosks in the mall, like skills. But like when I worked at T-Mobile for such a long time, my job was to, as a manager, make sure that you're set up with the right customer so that way you can maximize the best out of that. But also there's people that are like, just for that industry itself, is you want the guy that can talk to the older generation about their cell phone and be patient rather than maybe the 19, 20-year-old that doesn't have any patience with the older people that don't have any patience with them. So it was always that too. So that is a huge aspect in what we do as far as making sure that the property understands that, you know, we're not just setting you up with the guy that just walked down the street. You're going to get the best value out of whatever you're requesting. So I think that's perfect. And that's what Elite is about, right?
Yes.
That's our main focus, is not just getting the job done and then moving on to the next. It's getting it done the first time.
Yep. Craftsmanship is very, very important to us.
That's something David's, ever since I first started, it was like those pillars are
craftsmanship, dedication, integrity. Yes.
I guess, so the next question, what's the most surprising thing that you've learned in this field, I guess?
Most surprising thing I've learned?
Can I jump in real quick before you answer
Yeah.
that? I remember, maybe it was about a year ago, that you were on the phone, and I'm trying to remember who was working with you. You had somebody working with you. But I remember you being on the phone, and then you pulled away to ask David something, but you didn't ask him how something was done. You were like, well, if they're going to send him over and do the water heater, then he's going to have to do this, that, and the other. And I was like, have you worked in this industry before? Like, have you been a plumber before? And I was like, where did you learn this lingo? Because I've been in the warehouse working with all these parts, and you know about brazing and all these other things. I was like,
And TMP lines needs to be raised.
I was like, what are you talking about, dude? So I guess what's the most surprising thing that you've learned? Because I learned that about you.
I don't know that I've learned that is surprising, aside from like how absolutely insane partiers, like this whole, like between property management and like the vendors, like everyone just loves a good party and wants to have fun. Like it seems like such crazy work and like such hard work, but they're still ready to go.
Yeah.
On Friday and Saturday night.
I think it's crazy how good of a turnout we have for our Christmas
Oh
parties.
yeah.
I'm kind of sad that we didn't have our summer kickoff. We were just, I mean, it
Mhm.
was just too much going on. David's got a lot going on. You know, there was a lot of business moves, a lot of business things going on, so we didn't have the time.
Big stuff.
But Christmas parties are always going to be the thing for Elite,
Mhm.
and people turn up and turn out for that thing, and it's
Yeah.
crazy because we see. I mean, over the years, I've been a part of two, three, three, two,
Mhm.
two, three, two, 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 two parties. But like from that one to this one, the amount of people that have showed up and like the amount of like things that we have going on, we went from just having the one side to the now we're open on both sides, and this year we may not even be able to do it
Yeah, I
here.
don't think we're doing it here. We have to
To find
get
a
out of here.
venue.
Yep.
So, and I've already talked to David about it. I mean, if you guys haven't seen already or been a part, I mean, be at the next one.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
But you got to at least come one year. But it was kind of crazy how many people know about it and then they talk about it. And I went to QT one time and I didn't know. I think this was my third month in, and it's the QT over here on Country Club. And the guy goes, "We having that Christmas party again this year?" And I'm like fresh and I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He goes, I have the greatest time every time I go. It's just one of those things you got to show up for." And I was like, "Yeah, man, just talk to David." He goes, "Oh, I've already been talking to him." I was like, "Okay," but he was already stoked about it before I got there. So you're in line when they say you like to party. I learned how to spell. What's something you truly enjoy about your job?
I truly enjoy how chaotic it is.
Mm.
Like, it's something different every day. It, it's stressful,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that I could handle like just normal, boring
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I'm just putting fires out all day, every day, and every day is new.
Mm-hmm.
Like, crazy stuff happens. You're like, what else could happen? And then it's just mind blowing every day.
I think we have great characters here that also
Oh yeah.
help that.
The culture here is insane. I mean, the meld of people, like it's so diverse, it's so crazy. And I just love it. I love coming to work.
Somehow it always works out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could, and not, I'm sure this happens at every property. I'm sure this happens at every business, but sometimes people disagree.
Yep.
Right? People, you're going to get at each other's neck. But what's crazy about that as well is that they come back the next day and it's almost like it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just have an understanding that this is business. Personal is beyond that, but business is business. And we understand that that's part of the job. So I do like that. I mean, for me and Ryan, we're constantly at each other, like brothers almost to the extent. And then next day it's just like whatever. Between me, you, and Shell, there's constantly something going on. There's always some epiphany that happens, and she's got a new section of life that she's got to re-question. But then like to have David, when you and I are talking to David, and to see, and I say this to everybody, I tell everybody this, you can tell when David's brain is working because he stops.
Yep.
And he's probably going to kill me for saying this. I don't think he's introverted. I just think he's a thinker.
Oh yeah. Deep
Constantly.
thinker, constant. It's constant.
Constantly moving. If there would be smoke coming, if that wasn't such a cartoon thing, you would see smoke coming out of his ears constantly.
Not in anger, just literally like
just the gears.
The gears turning.
You can almost hear him sometimes, and I've told him that in joking. I'm like, dude, I can hear you thinking right now. I don't know what you're saying, but I can hear your gears running. He just laughs it off, and then he goes back to his like thought. But I mean, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have that than a boss that kind of goes,
yeah,
figure it out.
You got this.
I mean, so your opinion on Elite is that we're moving in the right direction.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity happening. I couldn't be happier or prouder of a workplace. So,
what's something that you want to see with Elite? Like, what would you be happy to see in the next 12 months?
In the next 12 months, with all the growth and everything, I think it happens in all business. People come in and there are all these big ideas, and you know have all these things. But I think at the end of the day, I want to see David's original dream, like visualized, like what he really saw when he started this. Before he started this, I mean, with the training center,
Mm-hmm.
like I want all that to come to fruition because I know that was his. And dreams evolve and change. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I really think that it would be amazing to see some of that get back to the basics kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
I know he's been improving on the growth aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I agree to, let's go back. Let's go back to replanning that original growth, because I like the idea of, because our expansion in the building,
Mm-hmm.
or the way we're going to move things, we're going to add more. We're going to
And
more
it's not that
offices.
that dream is dead either.
No,
It's just
no,
that it takes time, and we needed this growth before we can actually get there. But
for sure.
I just wanted to clarify, he didn't give up on it.
No,
He
he
takes
didn't.
a backseat sometimes when you have to work on growth and you have to work on that type of thing. I don't want to see it get too far away.
Yeah, I don't think because he's always thinking. I think
Mhm.
he's also trying to plan that in.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to plan that in for sure. What advice would you give someone starting in your field?
Come ready to learn.
Okay.
Come ready to research. I mean, I did a lot of work outside of like my hours, like my
Mhm.
regular work hours, um, researching and learning just so that I could do better at my job. And I mean, you just have to be willing to learn. That's it. Because anyone can come in here. That's what I love about this industry. Like, if you're not a college kid, if you're not a school kid, if you
Mhm.
struggle in that aspect, find a trade.
Yeah.
Because even if you can't do the actual trade, like, you can be useful. Like, there are so many positions, so much help needed.
Yeah.
I mean, I came from not knowing anything, and now I can diagnose an AC over the phone. Like,
Which is crazy.
yeah, I mean, not literally diagnose. I'm not
Yeah,
a service
yeah.
tech, but there's been a lot of times where like properties need this done quickly, and I'm like, let me save you a bit of time.
Mhm.
How old is the unit? Kind of like going through and helping them make that decision so that way they don't have to jump through all these hoops.
Yeah.
Because there's already so much red tape when it comes to like, especially AC replacements and stuff, the
Mhm.
cost and sending that up to corporate, having your property manager involved. It's a lot. So.
Yeah, and we understand that they have budgets every month, so
Yeah.
if we could save them $1 or $2 here and there, that's part of our thing too. It's we don't want to necessarily take all your money. That's not what we're here for. Our job is to do the best job when the best job is possible. But if we can avoid having to send a guy out just so you can get by for
Yep.
a little bit longer to get to that next budget, by all means, we'll
And
help
we're
you.
not going to go and slap band-aids on things that we know are going to need replaced and
Yeah.
run up a bill, unless that's your prerogative, like that's your property, your choice. But we will always give the recommendation up front. Like, yeah, we can replace these parts. We can, you'll have to pay this much for it, but I
Yeah.
can't guarantee that this is going to run for even 6 months
Yeah.
at that point. So that's when we would give them the option, like, we can do this, or let us just give you a bid. You can hold on to it for a full system replacement.
Yeah.
And then you just let us know what you want to do.
I think that's a big thing too, is when they call in and they talk to Daniel. Daniel's always like, well, here's the honest truth. Here's your price.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the cheapest that you're going to find.
Nope.
But it's going to be done, and it'll be done right, and you don't have to worry about us coming back in 6 months trying to fix another unit that we were, had already touched 10 times before. So, or if somebody else has touched 10 times before. Well, that's it that I got for all this stuff, but I have other questions, and we've talked about a lot of crazy things, but what's something you do in your spare time? What's something you think about in your spare time?
My spare
When
time?
well, let's say this, because I know you have kids, and I know you're a busy lady outside of work. What's I want to ask about conspiracy stuff, because that's like the coolest thing in the world. Because
Show will kill us.
I know, but like, what's one? We'll keep it simple. What's one conspiracy that you're just having fun with? Like a fun one. Like a fun one.
I haven't had a lot of time lately. I don't want to talk about my favorite one.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
she'll see it and freak out.
But what's like a simple one? What's one that's like just?
I'll always go round and round with the flat Earth.
That's the exact same what I was thinking. I don't know how to feel about that.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that stuff. Like, I think it's so crazy how you can literally be like, I'm very open-minded.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
What do you got?
If
I
you can
want to
prove
see
it.
what you got. Show me everything you
Yeah.
got. And I'm gonna look at it like, as if I don't even know I never learned that the world was round.
Sure.
Okay. I look at it that way. And I literally was looking into it, like pretended that I didn't know anything.
Okay.
And I was like, listen, they got some points here. And then I go and I listen to the opposite side.
Sure.
And I'm like,
got a lot of points.
we got a lot of points there.
You know, the one that you said the other day is like, if we're flat Earth, and I know this is going to be crazy talk on a podcast like this, but if this is flat Earth, should it be daylight
all the time?
All the time?
Where's the sun going?
Yeah, where's it going? And then when it comes up in the east and sets in the west, that still determines that there's a night and a day.
That's fine, but then we would all have night and day at the same time.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it'd be a little bit if we're flat and it comes up. No. Again, yes,
still...
it would all be. It'd be like sunrise, midday, dusk for everyone.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
But then, like you think about like the North Star. Mm-hmm. That's a whole other thing. I can't even.
Have you seen the planet?
The Polaris.
Have you seen the planet? Oh, maybe because you don't wake up at 3:00 in the morning.
No.
So there is a planet you can see. I think it's Saturn. I think. Mm-hmm. But when you're looking east, because when I walk into UPS, we walk east, and if you look right above our walkway, there is a planet. Well,
that's so sick.
It was cool until we saw 2 other lights one day that were just as bright.
Well, they
But what other planets?
They just had an alignment, so it'd be Jupiter and Neptune.
Could we see those?
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe that was
it depends on the time of year. I mean, the outer space is nuts.
Yeah.
But to the naked eye, yeah, there's several planets depending on the clarity of the sky, depending on the alignment of them. Mm-hmm. This past January, there was a complete alignment for the first time in like however many bajillion years they said.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always a lot, but you could actually see all of them in the sky.
That's crazy. Solar system is so wild. Did you know that in 2027 there's going to be a day, not an entire day, but there's going to be a day. I want to say it's August 9th, August something, where there'll be 6 minutes of pure darkness during the day, and it won't be an eclipse. There'll be 6 minutes where it's dark.
Everywhere? In the whole world?
Well, anywhere there's daylight.
Where did the sun go?
I don't know. That it didn't.
It's not an eclipse.
It's not an eclipse. It didn't say it was an eclipse. It just said there'll be 6 minutes of darkness.
Well,
I'll have to look into it. Is it important?
If he's calling me, I don't know what's going on.
So how do you feel? Should we wrap it up, or you good?
I think we did pretty good. I feel great.
Yeah, you feel good, huh? Good. We did awesome. I think.
Good job, bud.
Hey, thanks. I'm making all kinds of noises. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy lady, so this 33 minutes of your time is probably gonna create more fires.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We'll walk out there.
I figured out I was gone is what happened.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's going to be funny though? We're going to walk out there, and I always think of like the worst case scenario. Somebody's like, "Help! There's so much blood!" Like on Superbad, and he's like, "There's so much blood." He just turns off the radio. That's hilarious to me. But thanks for coming on the show. This is Elite Behind the Pipes, and I hope you guys watched and enjoyed it. And we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.